Good morning. Top of the day. Top of everything wonderful. My dears, we have a very fascinating workshop this morning. We should call it a love shop. Yeah. We're going to look at something that could be the best thing that we've heard in a long while. Let's just see what happens, okay? I'm going to keep you guessing for a second or two more here before I pull this thing up. But yeah, first of all, this is what the good old Baba Ramdas says. Baba Ramdas, you've heard of him, right? He said the universe is made up of experiences that are designed. So get a load of this if you think this isn't a setup, just being in a human form. It's quite a setup, you know. The universe is made up of experiences that are designed to burn out your attachments, your clinging to pleasure, to pain, to fear, to all of it. And as long as there is a place where you're vulnerable, the universe will find a way to confront you with it. That's quite a quote, right? But then we actually have a workshop on how we can deal with something like that, with that kind of quote. Hearing that, we actually have a workshop in a short time that we have. All right, can I read that once more? That's a killer of a quote. The universe is made up of experiences, so let's don't be expecting that things are going to be uh, coming up roses and things like that, my dears, in this incarnation, in this duality dream delusion that we're in. The universe is made up of experiences that are designed to burn out your attachments, your clinging to pleasure, to pain, to fear, to all of it. And as long as there's a place where you're vulnerable, the universe will find a way to comfort you with or confront you with it. Okay. So having said all that, we're going to go to a stream here. And the name of that stream is interesting in itself. It's called the Eight Stages. You ready for this, Tara, Lisa, Jim, Marty? Yeah, and Cami? Yeah, you picked a great morning. Happy day, everyone. Top of the morning to you as well. This is called the Eight Stages of Energetic Detachment. Eight stages of energetic detachment. You know, we say that we're done with something, but we're still attached. You know what I'm saying? So let's see if there's something in this for you and me that can create a sense of freedom. Of freedom. I mean, we're not who we think we are. We're not a body. We're not a mind. We're not a person. We're not everything that. If you look at your wall and you have some banners or you have some certificates of whatever it is that you've done and this and that, and then family pictures and all that. It's just, let's just see if we can just get some energetic detachment from all of that because it's a setup. We're not here for any of that. God's got everyone covered. God is everyone. So we keep coming back to that, don't we? So let's dive in. I just can't wait. The eight stages of energetic detachment. This is John Rome. I don't know him and this Amelia uh, sing a new song. They just keep pumping it out. You know, once you're in the flow, once you're in the energetic flow of light and love and peace and joy and the real deal that's coming into you, it's just this nonstop. God's energy is nonstop. His love is nonstop. His attention on you is nonstop. Those were my words. Now, let's see what John Roma has to say. What actually happens, he starts, when you finally let go? Hmm, okay, let go, let God. You all heard that, right? What actually happens though when you finally let go? Most people think letting go happens in a single moment. You forgive, you delete the message, you walk away. You stop checking, you tell yourself, I'm done. I'm done. But your mind can leave long before your nervous system does, my dears. So we're actually talking about getting in there to the nervous system. You know, those things that give you the jitters, the things that just kind of just get hit you in the gut, right? And you're not feeling, that's not, that doesn't feel right, and all that kind of stuff, right? You just think, well, then it's done. But your mind can leave long before your nervous system kicks into gear if you have such an intention that you're going to be detached from something, right? You walk away, you tell yourself, I'm done. You can physically remove yourself from a person, physically remove yourself from a person. Hard to remove yourself from you as a person, right? You can physically remove yourself from a person, relationship, identity, dream, or chapter of your life and still carry it inside you every day. It's just part of you, right? It's just been you for so long, I don't know, 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, anyone going on 80? Huh? Going for 90. All right. So we can still carry this stuff. As you know, energy is an interesting thing. It can stick with you for a long, long time. Because real detachment, my dears, isn't just separation. You just can't walk away from it. It is the gradual removal of something's power over your internal state. Gradual, gradual removal of some things that power over your internal state. That's it. That has you at hello, so to speak. You know, an old tendency, an old habit can just kind of look at you, go, ha ha, I had you at hello, and I still got you, right? So, so, and it often happens in stages. This gradual removal of something that has power over our internal state. This guy says it happens in stages. Stage number one. Remember, there's 8 stages. 8 stages of energetic detachment. This is hold that kind of title in your mind, in your heart right now. 8 stages of energetic detachment. That's what we're going in. Number one, I guess. Number one is resistance. Resistance. You ever have resistance on something? Oops, right? This shouldn't be happening, kind of thing. The first stage is fighting reality. You fight what's already, it's the opposite of just accept, embrace, and love what is, right? You're fighting it. Nah, that shouldn't happen. That shouldn't be happening. Nah. And then you talk to all your friends about it, so on and so forth. The first stage is fighting reality. You replay conversations. Have you ever done that? Oh God. Imagine different outcomes. That too. Try to understand what went wrong. So each of us probably have quite a little process that we go through, right? Right. But the best one is to just give the dang thing immediately to God. You know the answers to this. Give it to Divine Mother right away and say it's all yours. Thanks for taking care of it for me. What could be more beautiful than to feel that there's this God presence on your left, so to speak, in your physical form, on your right, in your heart, in your mind, everywhere, and it's just a heartbeat away, and it's just a good thought away, a little devotional kind of a offering to God that it's just that you're paying attention to this presence that's with you. So but anyway, to go back to this resistance thing, you try to understand what went wrong. You search for one thing you could say change, fix, or do differently, right? We try those possibilities. Your energy remains attached though, because some part of you is still negotiating with what already happened. Are you? Are we still negotiating what already happened? Or are we going to take that energy and go through a little process this morning, just listening to this, to totally remove it from our psyche, totally remove it. Remember, the universe is out to put this in your life, everything like this, to just detach you. It just detach you from this which is unreal. It's actually, the hard love What do they call that? The hard love. You know, we're getting the hard love in this incarnation. That's what God does. He says, well, we got to pull you away from this stuff that got you mesmerized, my dears. So we might still be negotiating with what already happened. Resistance says reality must change before I can be okay. So then we blame it on reality. It's got to change before I can be okay. And that keeps the energetic cord alive. The energetic cord stays alive as long as you think that it's the reality's fault, right? Okay, so that's number one, resistance. Number two, grieving. Grieving is number two. I know it's over, but it still hurts. I know it's over, but it still hurts. Eventually, resistance becomes exhausting, reality begins to enter, and grief arrives. I'm telling you, it's coming for a reason. This is hard love, my dears. This is the real deal here. This is the way that God treats all of his the lovers, all of his children, right? Saint Catherine, I think it was Saint Teresa, was driving around in a cart, going from one uh, convent to another, and she kept hitting the holes that had mud and getting stuck in the mud. And she said, "Oh God, is this really necessary? I'm trying to do a good thing here." And he said, "No, this is the way I treat all my friends." This is the way I treat all my friends, he said to Saint Teresa. Anyway, so grief arrives, my dears, at some point in this process, number two of the eight, but you're rarely grieving only the person or situation. So grief arrives, reality begins to enter, and grief arrives, but you're rarely grieving only the person or situation. You may be grieving the future you imagined, the version of yourself you were with them. So you're still in Never Never Land. The possibilities that never happened. The possibility, you're still going over the possibilities that never happened. The time you invested, the person you hoped they would become, the person you thought you would become. This is why grief can feel much larger than the thing you supposedly lost. You are mourning an entire reality that existed inside you, my dears. All right. So those are two big things right up the way. Resistance, grieving. Number three, withdrawal. Withdrawal. Say the hell with it. All right. That's what my counselor said. That or Trisha's counselor said, just say the hell with it. And my counselor told me, and all the times I was just hot and bothered, and he said, "So what? Big deal." So number three is withdrawal. Why do I keep wanting to go back? This is one of the most misunderstood stages. You may suddenly miss what you consciously know wasn't right for you. And you consciously still miss it. You want to check their page, send the message, return to the old environment, repeat the old pattern. Why? Because familiarity itself can become regulating. Your nervous system learns certain emotional rhythms, my dears: anticipation, conflict, reassurance, rejection, reunion, intensity. When those rhythms disappear, their absence can feel uncomfortable. So sometimes you aren't craving the person, back to that. You're craving the familiar internal state associated with them. All right. The distinction can change everything. So we're on to four: emptiness. Who am I without this? Ooh. So if something gets taken away or withdraws or is not in your life anymore, who am I without this? Then comes the strange silence. The drama's gone. The chasing's gone. The emotional highs and lows begin disappearing. And instead of immediately feeling free, you may feel empty. That's a good place, though. That's a good place. I know some of you have had experiences where empty can sometimes mean I get a break. I get a break from all this madness. I just get a break to just chill. You know, I need a break. There's another way to say, who am I without this? You know, I need a break. We could add, yeah. And instead of feeling free, though, we feel empty. This is where many people turn around. They mistake emptiness for evidence that they made the wrong decision. But emptiness can simply be the space left behind when an old attachment no longer occupies your consciousness. That's what's left behind, emptiness. Don't rush to fill it. Don't rush to fill it. This is your time to take a break. This is your time to snuggle up with Divine Mother. This is the time to just, you know, do your do your God practices. Do your spiritual practices, right? This is the time for you to just feel better for yourself and feel good for yourself, right? So don't rush to fill this emptiness. The empty room is where something new will eventually be built. The empty room, and this is number 5 or number 4, yeah, says the empty room is where something new will eventually be built. Yeah. Number 5, neutrality. I can think about it without becoming it. Neutrality. This is where true detachment begins becoming visible. I can think about it without becoming it. The memory still exists, but the charge is weaker. The name doesn't hijack your body. You don't need them to apologize. You don't need them to understand you. You don't need everyone to know your side. You stop rehearsing imaginary conversations. Wow, this neutrality thing is powerful, isn't it? Wow, did you get all that? Yeah, the memory still exists, but the charge is weaker. The name doesn't hijack your body anymore. You don't need them to apologize. You don't need them to understand you. Man, that's kind of being detached, isn't it? You don't need everyone to know your side. You stop rehearsing imaginary conversations. The past becomes information instead of an emotional command. The past becomes information instead of an emotional command on you. You remember without re entering the ring. Yeah, you don't get back in the ring. You remember, but you don't get back in the ring. And this is a massive shift. That was number 5, my dears. Neutrality. I can think about it without becoming it. That was quite a powerful shift right there in these stages of 8. We're on 6 now. And when you're able to stop rehearsing these things, when you are able not to care what people say, or they need to apologize, and on and on and on and on, you don't need to rehearse the old thing. You don't need to imagine the old thing and blah, 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 blah. Guess what? Number 6, energy returns. Energy, God energy, let's say. God presence returns because it didn't go anywhere. It's just waiting for you to go through these stages, I guess, to realize this is going to come to all of us. Well, we all going to leave these bodies. That's pretty intense, right? We're all going to go somewhere we don't even know really where we're going to go. The things that we're doing now and the places we live won't be ever again. And there's a lot to this thing called living, my dears. A lot, a real lot. But we have each other. But I have you guys, Tara, Lisa, Cami, Marty. Yeah, we have each other. So energy returns, number 6. And you say, I feel myself again. I feel like myself again. Do you feel like yourself today? I feel like myself today. Yeah. I was going back and forth with something, and I ended up on the backside of the decision. And then this morning I went the other way back again. So, I'm shifting back and forth. And but I'm feeling myself again. I'm feeling my oats. You feeling your oats, Marty May? Feeling your oats. Yeah, not quick oats. You're feeling your oats. The energy returns. I feel myself again. Something beautiful begins happening when that energy returns, my dears. I guess because you've accepted that this whole thing, just like that initial quote that I read you. I'll read you that at the end again, this Baba Ram Dass quote. I never heard that before. It's sensational, I think. Exactly what we're talking about today. Exactly. So energy returns. I feel myself again. Something beautiful begins happening. The energy that was constantly being spent on thinking, checking, analyzing, resenting, fantasizing, regretting, waiting, trying to control the outcome becomes available again. Can you imagine all that energy and those things go into just not really accepting the situation, right? Because that's basically what this is, not accepting the truth that this stuff is going to happen constantly and while we're in this physical domain and these physical bodies and so forth. So, but guess how it would feel though if you didn't have energy in the thinking anymore around all this stuff, checking, analyzing, resenting, fantasizing, regretting, waiting, trying to control the outcome. That the energy becomes available again. You're feeling yourself again. You're ready to move. You're ready to travel. You're ready to exercise. You're ready to learn, connect, build, live. People often say, I finally feel like myself again. But perhaps something deeper happened. You stopped sending so much of your somewhere you no longer lived. You stopped sending so much of yourself somewhere where you no longer lived. You get that? You stopped sending so much of yourself somewhere where you no longer live. You've already outdated yourself. You're already ready to move on, my dears. You're ready for these changes. Otherwise, they wouldn't be what is it? Pulverizing you every single day in some way, shape, or form, right? So you stop sending so much of yourself somewhere where you no longer live. It's over. It's over. The past is over. The thing that happened is over. You don't have to go back, my dears. You never have to go back. It's a dream delusion we're in. None of this is going to matter at all. The only thing that's going to matter is you trusting that what remains when you have detached is the love itself. Remember we had that stream where what remains is love itself, ready to say, hey, let's go direct. I'm with you now. Love is pouring into you right now. Accept me, receive me. Give me your love. I'm dying for your love, says God. So you stop sending so much of yourself where you no longer live, all right? Let's just decide that we are living a little differently than we did yesterday, maybe, right? Just a little tad bit. I know Tara was down in San Diego, so she had a different scenery and whatever Marty was up to and whatever I was up to. I already told you I was going back and forth with something and I still am. So we'll see what happens. And I've got to the point where it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I choose. It has nothing to do with it. Right? I have on my left, I have divine presence. On my right, I have divine presence. In my heart, I have divine presence. In my brain, I have divine presence. So what's the problem here, my dears? So number 7, we still have two more though. Two more. Identity reorganization. This one. Identity reorganization. So we've gone through all those things of energy detachment and how we can slip maybe through the as that guy, that funny guy, what's his name? Yeah. Ah, I think it was what was his name? Anyway, he was on his deathbed and everyone was saying, yeah, you've never opened the Bible in your life. And he said, yeah, I know, but I'm looking for a loophole. I'm looking for a loophole. What's that guy's name that had that crazy? Yeah. Anyway, I'm looking for a loophole. We still might go back and try to find a loophole in all this, my dears. But anyway, let's see what this identity reorganization. Who am I now? Who am I now? In this moment? Who am I now in this moment? Am I like, is my happiness thing way up to the top? Is it ringing the bell? Ching, right? Or am I still concerned about something? So let's see what this identity reorganization, who am I now? This stage goes deeper than healing the attachment. This stage, identity reorganization goes deeper than healing the attachment. You begin noticing how much of your identity was organized around it, the attachment. Maybe you were the rescuer, the rejected one. Maybe you did find that piece of you active around all these things that we're talking about. You were the rescuer at times. You were the rejected one at times. You were the victim at times. You were the caretaker at times. You were the achiever, the one waiting to be chosen, the one constantly proving their worth, the one trying to save everyone. When the attachment disappears, the role, all those roles, my dears, can disappear. The role can disappear with it when the attachment disappears. When no longer are you, wishy-washy, wishy-washy about anything. It's okay to be wishy-washy, right? We can notice that. We can accept that. And so if we can release the attachment disappears, the roles that all those roles of being those things, the rejected one, the rescuer, the victim, the caretaker, the achiever, the one waiting to be chosen, the one constantly proving their worth, one trying to save everyone. And when all those attachments disappear, the role can disappear with it. And suddenly the question becomes, who am I when I no longer need this story to tell me who I am? That's what I'm saying. We're just in a storybook. We're writing a story here, right? In day-to-day life, we're creating a story in a world that is unreal, in situations that are just designed by the divine to just teach us something, right? To show us that, hey, you don't need to be attached to any of this. You can simply, realize that it's between, what did Saint Teresa, uh, uh, yeah, not Saint Teresa, but the Saint Teresa. Yeah, Saint Teresa. She said, it's just between you and God. It's always just between you and God. Yeah, it's just between you and God. That's basically what we're saying here. And this is when the detachments become transformational, my dears. So the question is, who am I when I no longer need this story to tell me who I am? Who am I? This is where detachment becomes transformation. You aren't simply releasing those things. You're releasing the version of yourself that needed the attachment. You're just, that's what you're releasing. The version of yourself that needed the attachment. Why do we need attachment to anything? It's not us. God's in charge. He's behind every scene. He's behind our every thought. He's behind our every choice, right? So why do we need to attach to anything? We know we can't hold on to anything, right? Why don't we just kind of take that high road and just love and light, love and light? What did we have the other day? That stream that said, let's blind the sun with love. Let's blind the sun with love, right? So that's a better way maybe to look at life now. That we don't need to be attached to anything. And just see what it feels like. See what it feels like to be free. So that your decision making is just part of the processing, but it has everything to do with you not being attached to any outcome. You can think away as much as you want and reason away, but really it comes down to that this is just between you and the divine, right? You and your feel good. You and your feel good. Mrs. Feel Good, Mr. Feel Good, right? Number 8, it no longer controls my inner world. It no longer, this energy, this attached energy, like barnacles, right? Right? Barnacles in water. It wants to be in the salt. area to hook in. It wants to. Anyway, yeah, we want to be free from the need for attachment. You are releasing the version of yourself that needed the attachment, my dears. But it's all good because if we needed it, that means we needed to go through it. It's all a divine design. So, number 8, freedom. It no longer controls my inner world. And finally, we realize something quickly and quietly. You haven't thought about it today. Maybe not yesterday either. You can see them, you can remember them, you can love them, you can wish them well, and still choose yourself. There's no battle anymore. No desperate need to erase the memory. No need to make anyone wrong, especially yourself. So you can move forward because the opposite of attachment isn't hatred or resentment or something went really haywire. The opposite of attachment is freedom. Freedom where none of this matters. And here's perhaps the deepest misunderstanding about letting go. Letting go isn't when you stop loving something, it's when it stops controlling your internal state. Letting go is when you stop controlling. Or letting go isn't when you stop loving something, it's when it stops controlling. Ah, letting go, when it stops controlling your internal state. Yeah. You can love someone and release them. You can appreciate a chapter without opening it. You can honor what something taught you without continuing to carry it. And one day you realize the thing you thought you needed to let go of was never only them, it was the expectation of them, the imagined future with them, the identity, the emotional dependency, the version of reality you kept trying to resurrect. Hey, Jim or Marty. Yeah. The, the imagined future, the identity, the emotional dependency, the version of reality you kept trying to resurrect. And when all of that finally loosens, the version of reality you keep trying to resurrect. And when all of that finally loosens, you don't lose yourself, you get your energy back. So, which stage, he's saying now, are you in right now? Resistance? Grieving? Withdrawal? Emptiness? Neutrality? Energy returning? I'm feeling myself again. Identity reorganization. I've never been in this trap ever in the reality of the real reality. Identity reorganization and freedom. Yeah. So those are the stages, my dears. I don't know if it grabbed you or helped you or helped you maybe get a perspective on something, but I think it's a nice thing to remember that this whole concept of being energetically tied to that which isn't even real, right? I think we all need a great break from being energetically tied to the whole story. The whole story. Don't you think, Tara? The whole story. Yeah. And just see what happens when you can just be free from all of it and not give a darn, or as my counselor said, so what, big deal? And as Trisha's counselor said, the hell with it. you can you can kind of feel more light filled. You can kind of feel more light filled and know that again, this presence, this divine presence, this divine lover of our souls is just so right here, right now, right? And it keeps throwing at us all these other things that we, let me see if I can pull up from this quote that I got in the beginning. Yeah, from Ram Dass. It was killer. Let's conclude with it. I know I went over a little bit here, my dear. Sorry about that. He said the universe, this is Baba Ram Dass. The universe is made up of experiences that are designed to burn out your attachment, your clinging to pleasure, to pain, to fear, to all of it. And as long as there is a place where you're vulnerable, the universe will find a way to confront you with it. All right. So vulnerable is a good sign, you know, feeling vulnerable today, Lord. And what do you do then, Tara, when you're feeling vulnerable? Huh? I know your go-to. I know your go-to. I know your secrets, dear. I know you go to the love. I know you go to the higher place. I know you have, such trust in yourselves now, more and more, more and more. Not to rush anything, not to think that you need it now and all that stuff. That you are able, because again and again you come back. You come back, not just to the stream, but to yourself, most importantly, and to your wellness, your beingness, right? Your wholeness, your completeness. You're already it. Forever and forever, God in you. Trust him and trust her. All right, let's rub our hands together, dears. And I know I kind of went over. All right, whatever. Inhale. Oh, let's do another one, my dears. Just kind of just this is wipes the mirror, as we look into the flawless mirror, not the flawed mirror. We look and see our true self in this mirror. Om Shanti 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 Om. All right. You ready? Just to make sure everything you got your Batman, Batwoman outfit on. All right. Yeah. Your soul self is on. You got your armor on, soul self armor. We love when we care, feeling it, feeling it, feeling it, feeling it, and we're sharing. All right. Yeah. Woohoo. All good, Tara? Yep. 8 stages, just like that. Bang. Everything is just released from you. There's no attachment to an energy, that is not the best for you. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Let it go. Let it go.
That was
I
perfect.
will too, and Lisa and Jim will do their best, and so on and so forth. All right. And much love to your family, Tara. Are you back home now?
Thank you. I did come back home.
You're back home.
Just
Okay. I read your lips. Says you're back home. All right.
what a perfect stream this what a perfect talk this morning because I was grappling with that decision of going all the way to San Diego, but I had to honor my health and my dog's health because it was so hot and I couldn't have him in the car and all that. But it was like that was just so perfect this morning because it's like I feel like my what did he say, Ram Dass, my attachments are burnt out. So I'm
They're
on
burned
the
out.
go.
And that's nice. Isn't that a nice feeling? It's all consciousness. Your consciousness just decided that, it's all taken care of.
Yeah,
It's all burned out.
I can still dance.
Yeah, you can still dance. We dance away that yesterday was dancing away our imperfections. Isn't that cool? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
But yeah, it was just amazing and that was just a beautiful stream. Thank you.
Nice. Thank you. So glad. I'm so glad. I'm so glad.
Yeah.
What was there some kind of song was I'm so glad, I'm so glad, I'm glad, I'm glad, I'm glad.
Oh yeah, I love that song.
Yeah, me too. That's
Best,
oldie oldie but goodie, huh?
yeah.
Yeah, back in
Also,
our day, in our hippie days. Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah.
I'm the youngest 74, so I had three teenagers I was running around with in the 70s. So
Amazing.
lots of music.
What a life. What a storybook, right? But the best part of this storybook is the greatest love story ever told that you're in. Yeah,
It
that's
is.
the story. That's the real story.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right. Well, are you so you're in Iowa now?
I'm back home. Yeah, I'm in Iowa.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Good. Safe and sound.
Yeah. We needed to come back.
Nice. Nice. Feels good, huh? Feels good.
It does. It really does. I
All
mean,
right.
it's a little bit isolating up here, but I do love it. I do love it. And I've got friends up here too. So,
Right. And God has it being like sometimes they're isolated because he says, now it's just you and me.
yeah, exactly.
Now it's just you and me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's
you
been it's been a time to really sink into that and to just sit with the trees and the quiet and the peace.
ooh, 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 ooh. That sounds good.
And
Sounds
it's
good.
all love. It's
And
all love.
all of that sounds so delicious. All right. Thanks for all the beautiful energy you're giving us. Just sharing. Thank you so much. And well, we'll continue to have the best day of our rest of our forever, okay? All right,
Good.
cool.
Thank
Cool beans, as the kids used to say. Cool beans. I don't know if you ever said that. Cool beans. Yeah, cool beans. All right. All right, Toodles. Welcome home. All right.
thank you. See
All
you
right.
soon.
See you soon.
See you
See you soon.
mañana.
Okay. Much
Bye-bye.
love. Ow.